If you ever really wondered if Republicans are interested in peace in the Middle East between Israel and its neighbors, this next story basically should give you enough information to make a decision that, yes, in fact, the Republicans are not interested in a two-state solution. Republican senators are introducing a bill to move the U.S. Embassy in Israel to Jerusalem. If you're not aware of it, the U.S. Embassy and most foreign embassies are located in Tel Aviv, okay, which is obviously a city located in Israel. But Israel considers Jerusalem their capital, and most embassies are located in the capitals of the various countries, i.e., in our country, it's Washington, D.C., major embassies, though there are, other embassies in various cities throughout the United States, particularly New York, Los Angeles, etc. Let me read this story to you. Ted Cruz, a Cuban, Dean Heller, white guy, and Marco Rubio, another Cuban, unveiled the Jerusalem Embassy and Recognition Act, a plan backed by Donald Trump but likely to ignite protests. 3 Republican senators have introduced legislation to recognize Jerusalem as Israel's official capital and move the U.S. Embassy there from Tel Aviv, a plan backed by Donald Trump but likely to ignite fierce protest. After being sworn into the 115th Congress in Washington, Ted Cruz of Texas, asshole, Dean Heller of Nevada, and Marco Rubio of Florida unveiled the Jerusalem Embassy and Recognition Act. Similar moves by Republican majorities over the past 2 decades have come to naught, but this time they have a sympathetic president-elect in Trump. He's repeatedly pledged to relocate the embassy to Jerusalem and nominated a U.S. ambassador who shares that view. And actually, that ambassador does not believe in the two-state solution. He's Israel has it, and they need to keep it all kind of guy. Critics warn that the move could unleash a wave of violence and further rattle the Israel-Palestine peace process and the future of a two-state solution. You think? Cruz, runner-up to Trump in the Republican presidential primary, said on Tuesday, "Jerusalem is the eternal and undivided capital of Israel. Unfortunately, the Obama administration's vendetta against the Jewish state has been so vicious that to even utter this simple truth, let alone the reality that Jerusalem is the appropriate venue for the American embassy in Israel, is shocking in some circles." Now, all previous presidents have done and said the same thing that Obama said, that they want their embassy outside of Jerusalem because Jerusalem is such a hot spot for controversy, and you have not one, not two, but 3 various religious groups that all lay claim to Jerusalem. So in order to keep the confusion down to a minimum, most countries have their embassies inside of Tel Aviv. Okay, but these assholes, they don't really give a shit. They really, in my opinion, are trying to drum up controversy, and this really is going to lead to all kinds of violence regarding this. But let me continue. It's finally time to cut through the doublespeak and broken promises and do what Congress said we should do in 1995. Formally move our embassy to the capital of our great ally, Israel. I don't know how great they are. A statement from Heller said that some State Department funds would be withheld until the embassy was relocated. He said, "For years, I've advocated for America's need to reaffirm its support for one of our nation's strongest allies by recognizing Jerusalem as the undivided capital of Israel. It honors an important promise America made more than 2 decades ago, but has yet to fulfill. While administrations come and go, the lasting strength of our partnership with one of our strongest allies in the Middle East continues to endure." Yeah, the same ally that stole nuclear technology from us and now has nuclear capabilities as far as weapons are concerned. Yeah, that great ally. Rubio added, Jerusalem is the eternal capital of the Jewish state of Israel, and that's where America's embassy belongs. It's time for Congress and the president-elect to eliminate the loophole that has allowed presidents in both parties to ignore U.S. law and delay our embassy's rightful relocation to Jerusalem for over 2 decades. The U.S. Embassy has been located in Tel Aviv's Har Yarkon Street for half a century. U.S. State Department policy has long held that the status of Jerusalem will only be determined in final talks between Israel and the Palestinians. Although the U.S. Congress passed a law ordering the move to Jerusalem in 1995, every president since then has exercised a 6-month waiver to prevent it taking place, usually citing national security concerns. Saeb Erekat, a senior Palestinian official and peace negotiator, warned last month that moving the embassy to Jerusalem would result in the destruction of the peace process as a whole, and he's absolutely right. David Friedman, the pro-Israel hardliner Trump nominated as his ambassador to Israel, has said he looks forward to serving in Jerusalem. Israel's ambassador to the U.S. has described the move of the embassy as a great step forward towards peace and something that should have happened a long time ago. Last month, Obama angered Israel and Trump by allowing a UN Security Council resolution condemning Israeli settlement construction to be adopted. I don't know what these guys are looking at, but as far as this being a great step towards peace, they have been told by the Palestinians that this is completely unacceptable and the peace process will, if it hasn't already, be stopped. So how is that a great step towards peace? No, these motherfuckers want controversy, and they want to kiss the ring of Israel. Why? I have no idea, other than, yes, Israel is the only stable democracy in the middle of the Middle East, obviously. But other than that, and the $35 billion that in aid we've promised them over the next 10 years, and again, I have a whole lot of questions about that one because Israel's economy is I'm not going to say booming economy, but it is definitely an economy with no serious issues. So why are we kicking in $35 billion over a 10-year period to support these guys? I think maybe you need to look behind the curtain and examine this for yourself.